So, may I now request Mr. Atul Gupta, who's Director for IT and Security Advisory at KPMG, to please share his views on security in the cyberspace.
Well, thanks so much, Giri, and good evening, everyone. I know Pawan started by saying 5:20, and I'm sure I'm hitting close to 6. And when I came in for the session, I live in Delhi but work in Gurgaon. I told my kid I'll be home by 6:30. Now, it's up to me. It's up to me. How do I make it up to my kid and make it pleasurable for each one of you who's here? Thank you so much for staying back. Okay, a lot of points have been talked through the sessions, and I'm not going to repeat because there's a lot of technical things which have been talked, but few points which I made out, which I was noting as the speakers were talking through. Some of those were very interesting. It's unfortunate Mr. Jain stepped out because he talked of one of the cases where some parents have installed privacy-related cameras to monitor what their kids do, and Pawan would be saying that's my next customer, whom I should be reaching out from a privacy perspective. So, and the intermediary, I don't know who becomes the intermediary in that case. There is someone called an intermediary, probably the digital camera or someone. But cloud technology, and Sanjay brought in a lot of perspective on saying why cloud should be used or not used, or what should be done. It's so interesting. Yesterday when I was speaking with Preeti and finalizing the topic on which I talked through, I said cloud is something which is very close to me, but when I look out of the window, I don't want cloud, I want sun. So the request to the weatherman is no more clouds, only suns. But when it comes onto technology, the request is only cloud, and that's what I talk upon. Cloud is a technology which has come upon, which has transformed the way the technology is used today. And when I talk about it, I'm going to share some very high-level statistics, because we as a global firm do a lot of number crunching, do a lot of surveys, and we have statistics which is coming across from the global organizations as well as governments. What are they looking upon? But something very interesting happened, and someone talked about the Delhi incident which happened. Really, I'm not talking about Delhi incident, I'm just talking about the New Year Eve which happened. And the most common thing, and I'm assuming each one of you has been part to it, sending out text messages to your friends, relatives, wishing them Happy New Year. Do you know which is the application which created a record this time for transferring of these messages, Happy New Year messages? Twitter? That was close, but anyone else? There's another app which is called WhatsApp, which did 6 billion transactions just for New Year messages. And this is an app which was kind of unheard fairly recently. It is transforming the way we are operating. It just says that you don't have to use any SMS. So you save on the cost which you need to provide to a telecom provider like a Vodafone, Airtel, and so on and so forth, by an application which is hosted on the cloud. It uses the internet connectivity which is there in your mobile phone which you're using, and it's done 6 billion transactions. That's what the power of cloud is, and that's how cloud is going to come upon. I know, Giri talked upon, and he requested each one of you to raise your hands and showcase how many of you use a Yahoo Mail or a Gmail and so on and so forth. And I know each one of us, or majority of us, use it. Are we aware of the challenges with it? I think broadly, yes. I'm just making up for the time, so I'm not asking the question, I'm giving the answer. We did a survey, 79% of the respondents felt security is one biggest threat. Despite that, I feel a slight conflict here. While Sanjay did talk upon a lot of issues, Pawan did talk upon sovereignty issues and how IT Act is really coming upon. But we as an individual, if we are fine using cloud in our personal space, why are we not looking forward to use it for corporates or for government? And it is an extremely powerful tool. Let me give you some thoughts. What's happening? And it's not that cloud service providers globally have not realized that there are a lot of deterrents. And these are non-technology deterrents. Security is a non-technology deterrent today. I'll give you one instance. I put up a role which is an add-on to what I do in KPMG. I'm also the information security officer for KPMG. And this weekend was a horrible time for me, because there is a zero-day vulnerability which was reported on Java environment, and invariably most of your applications will have some kind of a Java applets or Java codes running over there, and all those applications today are vulnerable while we are running our organization, and I'm sure each of the organizations which run Java are vulnerable today. But what does that mean? It means that today, if I don't use a cloud, I am equally vulnerable. I am using those kind of technologies, which is a hybrid. I use Java, I use a IBM technology, I use a Microsoft technology, and all those technologies have their own vulnerabilities, which I or people like me need to make sure they are patched over a period of time. Vis-a-vis, if you look at a cloud service provider, they run a homogeneous environment. They run one kind of systems. They do it in a volume, and patching those systems relatively much easier. It has its pros and cons, so everyone can talk through. I'm talking through the pros which are coming upon. So there are huge opportunities which are coming with the cloud. Let me give you some other thoughts which are happening around cloud today. There are standards, Pawan talked upon, you need to have ISO 27001, which is a standard. If you are certified on that, you're assumed to have followed the reasonable security practices. This 27000 series is a dedicated series for information security today. And that series is working, actually ISO is working on building up a standard which will be used for certification of security of cloud service providers. So that's the thought in which we are moving forward. There are a few other large international agencies which are working on it. ITUT, which is the International Telecom Unit for, I'm missing out the full form of it, but it comes up with the standards for telecom setup. They are coming with 3 specific standards which are just on cloud service providers. They're talking of how a SaaS service provider can provide an environment or a service which will be highly trusted and very secure environment. So all of those developments are happening today. My thought is slightly different. I want to share with this audience saying that security, yes, you need to be concerned of, but what you need to be concerned of is interoperability. Do you know, and I think this was a large debate which happened, MNP, mobile number portability. Everyone understands. What all other things have become portable in India today? The most recent happened fairly recently. Gas cylinders. Do you think a cloud service provider provides that portability? If I tie up with a cloud service provider to provide me mailing solution for my organization, if I want to move away from that in next 3 years period, can I port it across to another service provider? Possibly no. We don't know at this point of time. Are there any regulations which mandate them to do it? We don't know about it. And that's where the focus is really to say that security, privacy, compliance to legal requirements is extremely important, but think beyond it. Availability, Amazon.com, I think that was a reference given sometime during the previous session. They are a huge cloud service provider. Just look at the kind of downtimes they had. And the kind of downtime which they had resulted in the kind of the negative image which went to the to those websites which were providing services based on the cloud model provided by Amazon. So those are the areas which we really need to look upon. Since I talked saying that globally we have carried out a lot of surveys, and I think I want to end my topic with that, government is not far behind on looking at cloud technology. It was so surprising when we did the survey. This was a 2012 survey, and this is a global survey. We realized that the respondents, both from corporates and government, said, and it was equal number of respondents which said that the key power of cloud is to provide flexibility, the time to speed, and the cost. That was equal, absolutely equal. So the clarity in terms of understanding of the power of cloud pretty much exists across government as much it exists in the corporate. The only difference which it came upon was that probably when it comes to corporate, 1 out of 3 wanted to do a proof of concept. Vis-a-vis when it comes to government, I think that number is 1 out of 4.5. So that's the place where the difference still lies, saying that out of 4.5 people, it's just 1 who wants to look at a POC. Vis-a-vis in corporate, there are much more people who want to look upon. So with that, I really want to bring upon this talk to an end. I want to stick to 6:30 timeline for my kid as well. But I would like to end up with 5 key points. Cloud is here to stay. It's sooner that we adopt it, the better it is for us. The point 2 is, it's the most powerful technology which has come, and there is no equivalent technology which is going to come in a near future. That's a prediction which has come upon. The third thing which I want to say, we want to see more of sun and not more of cloud outside. I was told by Preeti today morning there were some speakers which couldn't come in because of the cloud. But yeah, we do want cloud a lot over here. And keep on using your smart mobile phones with the antiviruses, as Anshul talked upon, and use the power of cloud. Thank you so much.